Greetings, first years. Hope you're doing well. It's a Friday, and I want to end the week by sharing with you a very quick referencing tutorial / refresher, which will prepare you for your first IELTS task, as well as get you ready for what's coming in your assignment 1, also known as part 1. What I'm going to show you now is a Word document that contains some writing I've done. In it, you will see a paragraph or two of technically correct, well-referenced academic writing for an English essay. It will have the Harvard-style referencing for a movie as well as for a website. And this should give you a kind of a model or framework for how your own academic writing should look on the page. I'm going to show you the Word document now by sharing my screen. Just got to get it up and running here. Okay, you should be seeing this. This is something I wrote quickly the other day. It is neither an introduction nor a conclusion. Just look at these two paragraphs as examples of paragraphs you'd find somewhere in them, the main body of your essay. And this is how it should look, more or less. Just a few basic stock standard things you've got to get right at this level. And if you get them right, it can be something very impressive to your reader and to your lecturer. First thing, make sure that all of your titles are in italics. Whenever you have a title for anything, even if it's a title of something that doesn't exist, like a TV show in the movie, make sure that title is italicized. If you want to use quotes or underline a title, you can do that as well, as long as you indicate to your reader that you're talking about another text. Okay, so it makes the reading experience clearer. When you do introduce the movie, when you talk about it, you've got to mention the date it was released, 2019. And whenever you refer to a scene or scenes or a sequence for the movie, or if you summarize events in the story or anything like that, you've got to then in-text reference the movie. What needs to be put in the reference bracket is the director's name, Tarantino, comma, spacebar, date, colon, space. Then you have to include a timestamp. Okay. If you just look at the comments I've made alongside here, just to reinforce what I'm telling you right now, the timestamp has to follow this formula, this recipe, HHMMSS. That's hours, minutes, seconds. So here I've said, I'm quoting something from, or talking about something right at the beginning of the film. So it's 0 hours, 0 minutes, 8 seconds. So I know as a reader, if I go to the 8-second mark in the film, this is where I will see what you are talking about. The other way you can do it, if you're talking about the film slightly differently, like if you are summarizing a sequence of events, then you can indicate a range in these timestamps. This is going to be 10 seconds to 1 minute 23 seconds. Okay, so I've indicated the window in which I'm talking about events from the film. I then don't have to go in my writing and describe every last little thing, but even if I do that, I've got to indicate the time period over which those events occur. Okay, here again in the last one, Tarantino 2019, at the 1 minute mark, I'm talking about something, I'm quoting something, whatever it is that I'm trying to show. So that's how your movie references should look on the page. Okay, director, comma, space, 2019, colon, space, timestamp, close bracket, full stop after the end of the bracket. Okay, these things look fussy and silly, but if you show attention to detail and you get it right, it can be very impressive to your reader and your lecturer. And so then they think you've put in a lot of effort to this work and they get a good impression. It's one way we lecturers get an immediate sense of what quality we're dealing with when we read something is we look at the referencing. If you can do the basics right, then we know, okay, this person knows what they're doing. They're going to be at the very least on a passing grade. Just a couple of other little things. You'll notice here that I'm writing away, saying lots of stuff, but I'm not referencing it. This is where my own understanding of the film comes in. Okay, this is actually what I want to see. We'll talk about this a little bit more in the rest of the semester, but you're doing English, okay? You're studying books and movies and TV shows and so on. I want you to have your own original interpretation and understanding of what you see and read. That's the main thing I'm trying to read in your essays. Yes, research is important. Backing up your views is also important. As I do here, I refer to a movie critic, Dana Stevens, who in 2019 wrote a movie review in which she explained something challenging or difficult about Tarantino's work. And it backs up something I stated or believe about the film here. So you always privilege your opinion and then you back it up with some research or factual information you've discovered, which you then reference in text and bibliographically. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Other modules is different. If you do sociology or psychology, those are technical subjects and they require textbook. With English, it's about bringing out your own interpretation, being able to explain it, and when necessary, be able to back it up with research. So please use this in your first ICE task. And when you do your ICE task, make sure you also include a bibliographic reference at the end for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't done it here. I'm going to leave that up to you to work out. Let me just come back to my screen and I'm going to show you one last thing here very quickly. Share my screen. Okay. In your More Resources folder, I have placed a bunch of things. This writing sample you will find in How to Reference a Film. Please also look at the Intellectual Integrity folder. I've placed some things in there like the Harvard Reference Guide, a referencing workshop that was done, I think, at the beginning of the year. So go watch that. I've done a model for how to format your essays. And then offered you a model referencing standard as well. I think that's actually just what I've shown you right now in my Word document. So I've repeated that as a post. But go check out these things in your More Resources folder. Download them, print them out so you can have them next to you when you write your essays. They are very, very valuable. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my home screen. And yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Just a little bit of a refresher on how to reference. Make sure you pay attention to detail. Read your reference guide. Be familiar with it. It gives you the referencing standard for absolutely everything you need. Blog, TV show, movie, novel, poems, all the rest of it. The standard is in there. So be familiar with it. And I will sign off on that note and wish you guys a happy weekend. Cheerio.